Hey guys, welcome to the Bravo Ish Talkers weekly roundup. So excited to have you guys here today and to be talking and diving into all the episodes of the week. Yes. We just had the OC season finale last night. So
how fun.
I'm excited.
Can't wait to get into that.
I know. So I'm Christina, your Bravo aficionado who never turns her TV off Bravo.
I'm Ramona, the Bravo historian, because I forget nothing and I hold these Bravo loves accountable.
And I'm Tiana, lover of all things Black Bravo and hater of the Dodgers. So I put that out there.
Yeah, so for those of you guys who don't know, we are located and based in LA, and today is the Dodgers parade. And forgive me if I get any of the terminology wrong, because I don't do sports whatsoever.
Same.
But Ramona here
Love the Dodgers, and I bleed Dodger blue, and I'm so excited, except for when I had to drive to this here podcast studio this morning.
Yes, and right outside our lovely studios is the parade. It is, I mean, it's mayhem. It is mayhem. Blue jerseys, shirts, hats, flags everywhere. So it was a little bit of a schlep to get in today,
to say the least.
Like downtown's already a little bit, tricky to navigate, but then let's add how many fans?
Thousands.
Hundreds of thousands. I can't even, but this is like, if we could be on the bright side for a second, no cars have been set on fire.
Yes.
There's no fireworks going off. It could be a lot worse when it comes to Dodger fans. So
Sure.
Let's just count our blessings.
Yes.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah. So with that being said, how's you guys' week going? It's been I feel like Dodger mania everywhere.
Yeah.
Kind of happy it's going to be like over today. But it's been a lot of Dodger. I think it's been taking over our Bravo.
Yeah. It's a lot of yelling during Bravo that's happening while I'm watching.
Yes.
People cheering, and I'm like, what is going on?
Random fireworks.
Right?
It's been, that is definitely. And also, I don't know about you guys, but I'm really over this particular election cycle.
Oh.
And I'm just ready for it to also go away.
Yes. What about you, Tiana? What have you been up to this week?
This week, honestly, I've been taking it easy this week. Just enjoying my Bravo, but also, like, I watched that reunion for Love is Blind. Ridiculousness. I just don't understand. But girl Ashley, stand by your man, honey.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, over my head. Don't watch Love is Blind, not a one, except for the clips that I do see on social media, and I don't think I've seen anything about that.
Girl, it's a mess. I keep saying that every week, like it's just a hot mess.
About the finale. All right, well, I think my week has been pretty, except for today, it's been pretty chill. I guess it's like a slow build up. For those of you who don't know, I work in the construction industry, and I have had every single thing that could go wrong today. I've had projects go wrong. I had vendors yell at me today. I've had people quit on me on the job today. It's just been, that's been my day, and it's only
But in the middle of traffic. For a little razzle dazzle.
Yes, in the middle of traffic, too.
Well, let me just say, like they say in church, girl, you don't look like what you've been through.
I love it. So without further ado, let's get into the ish of the week.
Yes, my favorite.
Yes.
And we're going to start off the ish of the week this week with OG Vikki Gunvalson. Don't know if you guys are familiar with that show on Vice TV where they talk about the dark side of reality TV, but Vikki Gunvalson was recently on there, and she has been in the headlines because she was talking about how production handled the death of her mother back in, I think that was in 2011 or somewhere around there.
Wow.
Or 2013.
For some reason, I thought this
was recent.
It's not laughable. I shouldn't laugh. But 2011, when did she leave the show?
2018.
Okay. Okay, go on.
Yeah, and, actually season 10, excuse me. But basically what she's saying happened is that her family was trying to notify her for hours that her mother had passed away, and production would not let her talk to them because she was at a cast party that was at Shannon Bedore's house. And finally, her daughter Brianna convinced them, told them that her mother died. But instead of allowing her to take that phone call privately, they insisted on having her mic'd up and having cameras in the room before Brianna told her that her mom died. And so that Bravo and the production could get her meltdown on camera. And so what she was saying is, and I'm like, I can't even be mad at her for this, like that she'll never forgive production for doing that to her in the way that she learned about her mother's death.
Yeah, but it was in 2011 and she left in 2018 and now we're telling this story.
Listen, I get it. Get your money, Vikki.
I'm just like, the credibility, a little thin. Okay.
Beyond Miss Vikki Gunvalson. So we found ourselves in the middle of podcast gate recently over the last couple weeks. And look, I know, hello, we have a podcast.
Yes.
But like now I just feel like this is our lane.
Right.
And we have some newcomers to the field.
Yes.
From Atlanta, we have Marlo and Sanya, who just
The
announced
oddest combination. Can I just say that?
They just recently, I think maybe did a photo shoot or some promo pics for the podcast, and they're dressed like Salt and Pepper from the early, maybe late 80s. Have you seen that? Like with the square gold earring?
Yeah.
How long do we think they'll last? And not even like the podcast not being popular, but just the two of their personalities not working together.
I think it's a combination of both. I think it's very short-lived, very short-lived. Like, what's the subject?
I don't know.
Oh,
That's a great question.
It is. It seems to me like Sanya just always goes from business to business to business to business. Because I've been following her journey for a long time, since way before she was on Atlanta, since she had her WeTV reality show. And it just seems like every 2 years, she is in a brand new career field. She's got a whole new lease on life. And this just seems like the latest thing. So I just think this will be here today, gone tomorrow. And you're probably going to get about a year.
Yeah, and she had, that's longer than what I thought. But she has a pajama line, too. Did you see? You follow
that's
her.
right. Yeah,
When
I
you
saw
say,
that during the Olympics.
Well.
Yes, when you say like business to business, I was like, oh yeah, she has that pajama. And it was like, it showed the logistics of it all. I remember doing the Olympics. Like, it's a warehouse. They have shippers. Like, it's a fully baked like operation. So now we have a podcast.
It seems like it. To me, when they came out with this, I'm like, oh, you guys are trying to figure out what your next lane is going to be now that Atlanta's not an option anymore.
Correct. I hope they find another avenue.
Yeah,
I hope so too. And also we have Crystal Minkoff and Cynthia.
Yeah.
Have also gone into the podcast space.
They have.
And
at least they have a topic though.
yes.
Yes.
I'll give them that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they'll be more interesting on the podcast than they were in their respective franchises.
I hope so.
But together, like, I don't know.
Together, it honestly, to me, it feels like melatonin. But
I just literally, I've been saying ever since I heard of it, like, are we categorizing this under sleep podcasts or what are we doing? Because they are notoriously both like said to be the boring housewives on their franchises.
yeah, and they weren't lying.
No, they weren't. But I also say that that's not necessary. I almost think that that's a compliment when you look at some of the mess that happens with these ladies. Like, yeah, call me boring. Means I'm normal.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving right along. So did you guys hear last week Lala Kent was on Jeff Lewis Live, and she basically said that there was just no more story to tell, and talking about the cast getting all back together to do another season of Vanderpump Rules. Also said that she hasn't spoken to Ariana Madix and they don't have a friendship.
I can see it. I can see maybe there's no story left to tell because, you know, what is it? Sandoval and I've already forgot the name of the big scandal.
Rachel.
Yeah. Well, what was
Scandival.
Thank you. Scandival.
Yeah.
Like, they're still trying to have stories about that. And Sandoval was just like at a
Beaten to
podcast.
death.
Yeah, at a podcast mentioning it. I'm like, no one cares anymore.
Yeah, we got to move past that storyline. You got to have more than that.
I think now they're kind of returned back to the space they were in before that all happened. And now we have nothing to talk about.
Correct.
So,
Well, what she's saying is that they ruined, Tom Sandoval and Raquel basically ruined the dynamic that the group has, because it's no longer genuine that like all these people are going to go on a cash trip, that they're going to do like all these things and hang out, because they've splintered off. But Sheena, ironically, recently came out and said that she actually very much disagrees with Lala. Surprise. I'm like, girl, y'all not going to deny Sheena Shea another season.
Yes.
Because she is itching to get back in front of the cameras.
But she is joining or kind of going to be a friend of the Valley, right?
I definitely think, yes, for sure. She is glommed onto the
friend
Valley.
of the Valley. That's
but
something.
she wants more than a friend of RHOP.
She wants a spinoff where she's like the leading
if not
star.
her own spinoff, she wants to still be a major part of the cast. And so I don't really see what she has on the horizon. So I understand why she's like, no, there's more. But what she's saying is that the cast owes it to the fans, if nothing else, to at least do one more season. And I kind of agree. I kind of want to see where life has taken these people. And I want to get a glimpse into Ariana's thoughts on it all and if she's calmed down.
DSW ad just dropped today. I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
Getting to the bag.
Yeah, so I think Ariana's a little busy. Oh, so like I saw online there was a post. Maybe it was like Queens of Bravo, but it had a comparison of Southern Charm and Vanderpump, and it was like these casts have both been on like 10 plus years. They have like large casts, large ensembles, and I was thinking like with Southern Charm, the fact that they have a whole lot more story to tell.
Yeah,
like,
it's the Southern charm of it all.
I'm like, what?
And they're
It's
still
dirty in the
friends,
South.
and they're still in it to win it. So
Yeah.
I there's no comparison.
They're
me
not
between
servers
those two.
anymore. I think we've stepped away from the essence of the show.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I've been a proponent of like canceling the show back like season 4. I think I stopped watching like season 3, but like by season 4, I was like, come on, we've stepped away from the essence of the show.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to see people struggle to make it in LA.
Yeah. And still live wild, crazy lives. I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, one more. Make it juicy.
So speaking of Southern Charm, the trailer just dropped. Did you guys get a chance to see it?
It did.
So excited. I cannot get to December fast enough, if only to see the new season of Southern Charm. I'm like in on that show.
I'm super excited. I think also too, and we'll probably get into this like a little bit later. I think some of the housewives, housewife shows have like lost a little bit of luster, and like these other shows are really starting to kind of like really bring the drama. And I think we may even see an uptick in those ratings as the housewives soften a little bit.
I hope so.
Yeah, but
did you see that JT and Benita might be a thing now?
I did.
I'm so here for it. I so want her to have like a cast romance with someone, and I think it's adorable. I can't wait.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely here for it. And also too, I like JT, but I do think we may see some maturity out of the other men on the show. So
I hope not. I kind of want to see the debauchery at all. Can I just say?
The frat boys that never really matured past that level.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think like after kind of last year's reunion, how they all kind of like, Shep, we've heard this before. You need to like kind of put up or shut up. So I'm just hoping that we see Craig has like matured leaps and bounds. Shout out to Paige for all her hard work there.
And you could see the evidence of Paige. And listen. Did you guys? I know you guys saw Shep is dating a sister now.
We did see that.
Not see that. Yes, I did not.
Miss Bahamas.
Bahamas.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if you need a man cleaned up, get him a black woman by his side,
right?
And that will happen. So I'm here for that relationship.
It's like insert TikTok. What was like TikTok trend here? That meme that was
black wife effect.
Yes, exactly.
Let's hope she put some of that shine on.
We'll
Mr.
see.
Shep.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to it. And I feel also too, Bravo's been a little light with the ish this week, but
a little bit.
Yeah. So without further ado, let's get into the meat and potatoes, the roundup of it all. OC was last night.
It was.
And John Jansen. Should we work our way backwards? Like
I know. I'm like, let's save the best for last. Let's get the snoozers up top.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with New York. Wah, wah, wah. We'll just start there. So we saw Jessel's party. Clueless party.
I kind of fell asleep my first round of it.
Honestly, we could even skip New York. It wasn't giving. Brynn was being a mean girl, and it's just unnecessarily mean.
I liked Brynn coming out of. I know not everybody did coming out of her first season. I thought she was cute, and I found her little flirtatious ways, and like I don't know, like there was just a certain charm about it, and I also kind of feel for her, like her story was really like a tough one.
Yes.
But every week that goes by, I am liking her less and less.
Yeah.
She is being ruder and ruder, and I don't get it. I don't get why she's trying to like sabotage.
I don't even know
her
if it's
image.
like necessarily sabotage. I think that she's showing up. This is who she really is. We had the representative season 1.
Yeah,
and now this is like who she is. And
this
I'm
is
like,
who we married.
Yes, and I'm like, why?
No, thank you.
Why go?
Why did I get married?
Filing a divorce.
I'm just like, why go to the party and schedule like a wax appointment?
Because she was lying.
And I was gonna say, even if you did
A
schedule
spray tan?
a spray tan appointment, why do you need to say, like, why do you have to be that tacky and rude? Like, well, I have a spray tan, like, just, you know, I have a prior obligation that I need to go to, and say an Irish goodbye. Like, you don't need to.
Tamra did, but we'll get to that.
Yes. But it's like, you don't need to make it such a thing. I don't know. Like, I just found, I mean, yes, the party was whack, but still don't be rude about it, because that's your homegirl.
But I think also, too, she was trying to name drop. Like that was Sugar and Bronze or something like that.
Yeah.
I was just like, no one cares about this company. No one cares if you're getting paid. Yeah, it's just like, shut up about it. Like,
you got a reservation. Okay.
Yeah, okay, great. And they're probably hooking you up for free because you mentioned them. It's
not to mention it's not the best spray tan, but that's the story for another day.
They what?
It's not the best.
Oh, absolutely not. It's
story
like,
for another day.
Yeah, it's like, to your point, they're a franchise. So it's like, whatever.
Why do you two know this? Like, hold up.
You know, the esthetician of it all.
Okay. I will
like the
the
retail background of it all. Because they're starting to pop up. You know,
I'm like, well, and as I'm saying it, I'm like, y'all are some light bright, so maybe y'all do, like, do a spray tan.
They
do
sugaring
like,
as well, and like sugar, you know, waxing and stuff like that. But
you'll
see one in Manhattan Beach popping up soon, I'm sure.
They have one.
Oh, I knew. I was like, that's kind of their area.
Yeah, they have them.
Okay, so then we also see Sai having a vulnerable moment in regards to like her mother bearing,
that was
you know,
tough.
I
very
honestly.
sweet.
Yeah, I honestly had to like turn the TV because
same.
I have to like take me a while to watch those type of scenes.
Yeah.
And then we had Rebecca Minkoff.
You know,
If Bravo does not put us out of our misery with this one,
I mean, just give us a little bit about Scientology, and then you can go.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm like, she is just such a strange hire. And number one, she didn't wear a clueless costume.
I don't know what that was.
I don't know what that was, or maybe she was.
She didn't
dress up
understand
as
the
one of the
assignment.
teachers. I don't know. I don't get it. But as strange as she is, all right, she's just boring, but for the most part, she is fairly unproblematic. So I don't, again, back to Brynn, like I don't know why she is. Like, she literally isn't, like, sorry, not to be rude, but like there's really not much there. But I don't know why Brynn is like coming, like Brynn is coming for her. And I'm like, I don't know what
Brynn
she did
is
to
producing herself. And I'm sick of it.
But it's
not in a good way.
But not in a good way.
At all.
We've certainly seen over the years Bravo Lebs who have produced themselves on their respective shows.
Yeah.
She is doing it the wrong way. And if you want to, Brynn, girl, I said it like in our post earlier this week, like, ask Teresa how that works. Ask Tamra Judge. Like, there's, you name it. When the Bravo audience thinks that somebody is becoming a mean girl and just being mean for no reason, they turn against them.
Yeah.
And I could see that that's starting to happen with her. So
Oh, absolutely. It'd be
needs
very
to-
interesting how it would like end up like the reunion, like more Watch What Happens Live. So it'd be very interesting. Okay, moving on because we want to leave a lot of time for Salt
Yes.
Lake and
Okay.
OC Potomac. We can run through this too. Mia and Ink. What the like, what the entire
I want Bravo to control, alt, delete every scene that's left
him.
with ink.
I am with you. I'm like, I don't find any of their scenes so far. Because now, what, are we 4 episodes in so far into this new
Maybe.
season? I think,
Yeah, I think
roughly.
so.
Yeah.
I do every scene that he's been in every episode.
Is he getting paid? Like, that's what I'm wondering.
I don't think so
No.
because I feel like they always test you first.
Yeah.
And even like Andy Cohen on like I think it was like Vanderpumps when like Brock, it was like his second or third. Someone's significant
Brock
other didn't
said
want
it.
it. Yeah. But he was like, I didn't get paid my first season. Yeah. So it's like, it's kind of like, I don't think he's getting paid. Maybe
it was
weren't
Ariana's.
Maybe the DNA test of it all.
Yes.
Ariana's boyfriend went up, and Brock was like, "No, slow down, homie. You got to do a few seasons for free
Pay your
before you
dues.
get paid."
Yeah.
They didn't even
But
pay
if they are paying him, I'm gonna be upset. Actually,
If they're paying him.
if they are paying,
Well, he's a
Ink, I will
personality.
be as-
Okay.
Well,
Please,
girl, he must save it
please.
for the radio. Because I ain't seen a personality out of that one.
a
I find
personality.
all of their scenes to be contrived and
Oh, really?
you talk about produced.
Oh, my God.
Like, they are trying to do this narrative that they're this happy-go-lucky couple, and it's just strange for me when just last season she was still standing by her man with G.
I might have married him for money.
Yeah. It's just,
I don't know. I
you
don't
can't,
need
you
to see
can't
any more
trust
of him.
anything that comes out of that one mouth.
And my conspiracy theory, that Airbnb, her apartment, I think it's all just Airbnbs. I'm not sure that she's actually
Since her
like,
first season.
You know.
Yeah. No, I
not the
believe
first
that.
season.
Yeah, I
No.
think it's like Jen Shaw. Like every season, she has a different Airbnb.
We've had renovations that she paid for the other one. Don't you remember? Like 15.
No, I do not
apartment?
remember that.
When she was living in Potomac, the house. that she
Oh,
had
the
to-
house. I do remember that.
She said she paid to renovate it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Accustomed to her living.
Show me the
Just
receipts.
everything that comes out of her mouth makes no sense whatsoever.
I don't
She's
get
trying
it.
to gaslight the viewers, and I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I don't know if you guys have noticed, we haven't really talked about Potomac, the storyline. We're just talking about them individually because there really is no storyline. I feel like we saw Karen, it started off with her DUI, and then that kind of just has not really matured.
It's just
materialized into
lingering.
anything. Yeah.
And
We-
she's refusing to say that she even did anything wrong. Like, girl, we know you were driving. And I don't know what she thinks that, like, oh, I don't want to admit. Like, girl,
yeah.
Also, no shade, but like over 60 DUI is kind of like par for the course. It's like, you know, retired life. You're supposed to be living easy. Get you a DUI.
but not driving drunk.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
I mean, you shouldn't drive drunk.
Yeah.
Like, but I guess, you know, her boo
So
thing should
drunk
pick
that
her
you're
up.
running into trees? No.
Yeah,
Not her
no.
boo thing. Okay. And then we don't even really see like Giselle. We had the
What is there to see?
we had the what was it?
What storyline does she have?
She doesn't. That's
She
the
has
thing.
I'm going to apologize so I can stay on the cast.
Yeah.
That's her
Yes.
storyline.
And
She's
then
trying to find her lane.
And then Ashley too. There's like no. And the other girls, I don't even know their names. So
Stacey and
Stacey.
Jazzy.
yes,
Jazzy.
Stacey. It seemed like it's just stuff that's just pasted together to try to make a season.
This Lake Norman trip,
This ghetto Lake Norman trip, you mean?
You know, I told Kirsten, I was like, have you visited Lake Norman? Yes. My daughter, who is in college in North Carolina. I was
Yes.
like, so, and she was like, what is that? I was like, oh, tranquility. That's what it is. They have
where all
butlers.
the Carolina Panthers live.
I will say though, with Stacey, I did appreciate her not falling into Mia's trap of, I don't want to be in a bunk, you know, and making a whole big deal out of it.
Girl, she made lemonade out of those lemons. Like, I've always wanted to sleep in a bunk. Like, in other words, I'm not giving y'all that moment. Where if you thought I was going to come and pull a diva card, like how Ramona used to do every time they went on a cast trip, I'm not giving y'all
Yeah.
that. I loved her for doing that.
We loved.
with her little bunk mate.
No.
But can I just say, one of the strangest things about that trip to me has been the vying for who is Mia's true sidekick between Jacqueline and Jazzy. I'm like, if that is where you find yourself in life, that you are vying to be Mia's sidekick, it's time to reassess your life.
Well, you know, Jacqueline was in the shower with me on the last cast trip. I'm sure that's just something she thought would continue.
Maybe. I hope not. I hope she finds a
Herself?
lane. Finds herself, find a lane. And I hope too, like, she doesn't, her character evolves on Potomac, because it's like, this is
Well,
sad.
she's getting into it with Karen, and so maybe that may be her new storyline
We
at Wendy's birthday dinner.
Oh,
Yeah.
we will see.
Poor Wendy. Like, imagine having, you know, someone host your birthday and they bring their friends and go around the table talking about all the great moments that they've had as their friends.
I died.
I was like, what is going on?
I'm like, this is supposed to be Wendy's birthday dinner. And Mia's like, everyone, let's go around and say what you love about me. Like,
Right?
Girl, what is this? Anyway.
It takes me like 3 or 4 watches to kind of get the gist of what the 45-minute episode really is about.
Yeah,
like
That's not good.
Yeah, no, it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
But when I don't have struggle with is the Salt Lake City of it all.
Yes.
Yes.
I think Bronwyn is really, so from a strategic standpoint, right? So I've been thinking of this. Have you guys seen like Bronwyn? She's about to have this trip that's coming
Yes.
up. She said she wasn't going to invite Brittany.
These pronunciations that you give her
Yeah.
send me every time.
Yeah, so she wasn't going to invite her, but then she also said, I don't know if I'm going to invite Heather. So we see at the end of the episode, she invites Heather over, and then it's like, Heather's not really holding her tongue, right? And so then it's like, okay, so Heather's not going to go. So it's like, you are holding this party, but you are cutting out airtime for these 2 like pivotal characters in this cast. And I'm just like, I would feel some type of way. Like, serious.
Oh, yeah. If I was
Like-
a returning cast member,
I was like, this newbie is doing this to me? Oh,
That's a
heavens.
flex.
I've been
Oh.
here for 5 seasons.
Right?
I would get into all of that.
That's a big
And I
flex.
like when she said, "Oh, so am I here to sing for my supper so that I can get an invitation?" I said, "Yes, actually, yes."
Essentially.
You've
That's
been
why
put
she
on
brought
notice,
you here,
ma'am.
girl.
Yes.
But it's like how you backed yourself into that. I don't know, but I did find it a little bit annoying that Heather does not apologize for any, like it is very difficult for her to say the words "I'm sorry" or to admit that she has ever done anything wrong. And I felt like between the 2 of them, Bronwyn was a lot more genuine in that.
Oh,
scene.
absolutely.
sure.
And
Heather.
I feel like Heather could have given something, and she gave nothing. I think really what it was just like Queen Bee. You see that with the Queen
Yeah.
Bees of these shows, like Giselle.
Yeah.
Same thing. There's like no apologies. Like, and I feel like it's like I don't have to. But I was like, you're. What?
I think they see it as a moment of weakness.
Yeah. But they went on that cast trip without you, so I don't know.
That's what I'm about to
Maybe
say.
you
This is
should've.
probably at least an episode or episode and a half to 2 episodes that you're not going to be mentioned. We see what happened with Alexis. Her
I forgot she was on
popularity.
there.
Yeah, her popularity just like
Effectively iced out.
just like died.
Yeah.
So I
Don't
was
let
like,
that happen to you.
yeah, I was like, interesting.
Well, I mean, that almost kind of fight between Justin and
Yes.
John Barlow.
Oh.
I
Yes.
was like, I mean, that party just gave so much, and it spilled over into this
Yeah.
episode.
Yes.
By the way, Justin was in the wrong. I would say between those 2 men, Justin set the tone for whatever was happening between them. Like, look, Lisa should not have gone up to him and was like, I really don't like, by the way, when Housewives, we see that
Yes.
in other franchise where they're like, your wife, I can't believe you're with her. How do you be married to that? Like, I really don't like when they do that, but like, be a man and just say, you know what?
Yeah.
You're crossing the line. That's off limits. Don't say that about my wife. But to swear at a woman when you're a man who stands over her and to progress towards her like you're coming at her and to use the F word towards her, I understand why Lisa's husband came. Like, my husband would never let some dude talk to me like that. So I
Yes.
get it completely. And yes, he ended up pushing you, but at that point, he didn't know what you were about to do. So
Yeah.
I felt like Justin was in the wrong.
When John asked for, do you think you owe Lisa an apology? He like choked. I was just like,
That was me. I was like an apology.
I was like, what you're really asking for, and I don't know if you know this, or maybe this is just dumb, or maybe you do, but you're really asking for him and Whitney to apologize to Lisa. Like, that's what, and I was like, I don't think that's going to happen. Point
Don't
blank and
hold your
simple.
breath.
Yeah, I was just like, okay.
But I do feel like Justin, like that was so out of pocket the way he came at her.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think Whitney owes Lisa an apology.
But I'm
'cause
just
she
saying
believes what she believes.
You're just asking a couple. You're asking him, so you're basically asking Whitney, which is kind of like,
Yeah.
you're just You're it's a power play, I
Yeah.
think. So then it's
Yeah.
once again, it's like you're kind of inserting Lisa. Now now you guys are coming to apologize to her. I was like, oh, I don't think that's gonna happen.
What I found to be incredibly like juvenile and petty was the scene where they're pouring out all of their Vita tequila.
Oh,
I was
beyond.
like, that is
yeah.
so like déclassé, so
Yeah.
rude. Like I did not like that scene.
No, that was
Yeah, I
very
didn't like
bitch
that.
like. It was very
Yeah.
bitch. I was
Yeah,
like, this
I'm
is what
like,
okay,
come
this
on.
is what women do, and
Yes.
like men are supposed to bring a different this in my head, especially from the day that I fucking had. Men are supposed to bring a different level of less emotions in it, and I was like, this did not.
You're trying to be a housewife at this point.
Right?
The fact that we even have a scene between the two of y'all talking about like housewives do, I'm like, y'all are not housewives.
Yes, like
They
yeah.
get confused.
Exactly. But so good. We didn't see Mary and we didn't see Meredith. And I don't know if you saw like on one of the comments in our like post, there was like, oh, it's so they don't have to pay them.
Oh.
Yeah. It was on the Salt Lake City recap this week. YouTube.
Interesting. Yeah, that's true. You didn't really see much from either.
Oh,
of
that
those
was like
two.
the first thing I saw. I was like, where are they?
Yeah.
And then all the husbands, where's Robert Sr.? Like he is.
Well, you won't see him, child. He's done being called somebody's granddaddy husband.
Okay.
So
I mean, be who you are, Robert. I don't know what to tell you.
living your granddaddy husband truth.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay, so I feel like Salt Lake City it just gets better and better. So now we see that they're
Yes.
about to go on a trip. And I don't know if you guys, my favorite part of the episode is watching to see what happens on the following episode.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So not the episode at all.
We're like,
Ooh,
work our
what's
way- like-
coming?
exactly. So we see they go on this trip. And I was like, all the husbands are really there. And then
Yeah.
we see, I just feel like you see the wives still go at it and be catty, like their husbands aren't there. Once again, in my mind, men bring a different level of emotional intelligence. So I'm like, let's not do this in front of the husbands, go catty back and forth. And then we see John talking to Lisa and like, oh, Todd asked us to leave because Bronwyn's upset.
Yeah.
And I'm like, another OG is leaving this trip. I was
Listen,
like,
off with their heads. Go ahead, Bronwyn. Go
right? I
ahead,
was like,
girl.
So I'm very interested. I'm so looking forward to Salt Lake
Yeah,
City
like
next week.
Bronwyn is basically putting all of us on notice. Like,
Yeah.
if y'all thought I was gonna be in my wallflower bag as a newbie, like, do not get it twisted.
Not
I'm
at
coming
all.
with the same energy as though I've been here since day dot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Dun dun dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
The granddaddy of it all.
The best episode.
OC, Tiana. I'll let you lead here. What are your thoughts? Since
Let's start light. Jenn holding Tamra accountable. I was very impressed by Jenn. I said, okay, you didn't like take this fake ass apology and you really went and said, no, I don't like how you treat me. I don't like what you're saying about my man. And I can respect that.
yes.
But also, moving on to the next topic, Alexis and her producer boyfriend.
Yeah. Okay. So we see at the end of the episode, Johnny J, as you like to say, John and this Johnson.
Yeah.
Gets out the car, dusts himself off, all mic'd up, just to hug and kiss her.
Yeah.
And then she says, let the real party start. And he gets back in the car. I'm like, what is the point?
Oh,
Right,
camera
Shannon.
hungry. He's so camera hungry. I'm like, why is he here? Why? Like, he
And
just
then they-
wants to be in the mix so bad.
And then they cut back to their interview together. And I'm like, oh, not this again.
Yeah, it was the same interview together.
I love a shady producer moment, though.
Yes.
Like when he there's no one that I've ever felt. Cut to okay. Him saying the same damn thing
Same
about
thing.
Yes.
Shannon. I love it.
Oh,
There's not a genuine bone in that man's body.
Not at all. And it doesn't even sound believable when he's talking to Alexis, like, oh, you're my person. We'll be together forever. I was just like, this doesn't even sound believable. I don't
Said
even
this
think
last season of somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real.
I don't even think they'll
She's
make it
just
to
so
the altar
fake.
at all.
I think they might. I think they might be enough of like they're both attention whores. So I think it might balance out, and so they might have marriage just for show.
But if she marries him, that's it with her alimony that she's getting
that's
from
true.
Jim Bellino.
I didn't say
So-
she was smart. I said she was an attention whore.
Cause I'm like, girl, be careful before you cut that check off. Cause he ain't got Jim Bellino money. That's for damn sure. He's over here still begging Shannon for 10 grand. So
Right.
and wearing her old shoes. So like,
but you know, who
careful.
knows how much money he saved during that relationship with Shannon since she was footing the bill.
That's true.
Very true. So we also see another conflict that really hasn't died, and I'm shocked that it is still even going, which is with like Katie and Heather. And it kind of came to it started to highlight Heather, I think, in a mean girl kind of way.
Yeah,
Completely.
Yeah.
It like totally did like a 180.
Yeah.
Like we started the season with everybody being like, why is Katie so obsessed with Heather? And now it's like, why is Heather so obsessed with Katie?
Yeah. And I'm just like, this is not a good look. But I think also what has kind of accelerated this, like what Heather's being portrayed as now, is her hanging with Tamra.
Yeah.
Oh,
being
absolutely.
BFFs with
These
Tamra.
birds of a feather are flocking together.
Yeah, and I'm
And the
like-
more she aligns herself with Tamra, the worse everyone used to always say about Heather that like, oh, she thinks she's better than everyone else. But this season, even the biggest Heather stan cannot disagree that she clearly thinks she is above these women.
But she's said it
and
before.
in particular, Katie.
When she was building the house way back a couple seasons before, and Tamara was like, you can't talk about people like that because it seems like you're talking down on them. She was like, well, technically I am. I'm up here and they're down, like, because her house was being built on the hill. And I was just like,
Not a good look.
okay. So it's this undertone, but
Yeah.
it's like now it's really coming out as just like mean girl. And the fact that Katie wasn't backing down anymore.
Oh, I loved it.
And she was like, yeah, we were laughing at you.
It was
and
funny.
Heather could not take that directness in her face. I was like, oh, this is better than I thought it would be.
Yes,
And then when
but-
Katie told her that you are a liar and you lied on your children,
Oh, heavens. It like flames in back of her.
And you know that she said, oh,
Flames.
she'll never come back for that for me. Like, that was a bridge too far for Heather. But, like, damn, you did say on the lives of your kids.
And not
so.
only that, it took Heather out of character, which I like. We're
The
just like,
mask is coming up,
Yeah,
Heather.
the
Be
prim and
careful,
proper
girl.
was-
it's off. Like it may have slipped off a couple times in the like previous seasons, but this season,
Well,
I don't know.
Can I just say, because you were talking about 180s, one of the things that I loved so much about this episode, Tamra really thought she snapped with those receipts that, like, oh, Shannon also used to want to investigate people. Shannon also used to dig dirt
right.
up on people. And, like, the two people that she mainly was bringing that to, Jenn and Emily, both were like, yeah, but Shannon's sorry.
Yeah.
I love it. I was like, I know this is burning Tamra up because she really thought she had Shannon with this one. Like,
season
they're gonna
finale
turn
smoking
against
gun.
her now.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, that was bad that she did it, but you know what? And Shannon, very smart, very calculated. Shannon, she made sure to have these little scenes with each of these ladies where she apologizes or whatever. And Tamra won't really do that.
Right.
And so both of them were like, yeah, Tamra won't apologize. She Shannon at least has remorse. I loved it because I'm like, yes, Uno reverse, bitch. Like, you were not gonna do that to
yeah,
Shannon.
I also like too the fact that you see Tamara kind of groveling a little bit.
Yeah.
But then
Yes.
but then the news drops about Ryan. That was the end of the episode. And then it kind of gave, Tamra like her kryptonite again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm
like, all you have to do is rewind or fast forward to the end of the episode and see exactly why, Jenn, you are right not to believe this woman. Because you just had to give her just a little bit more time to once again try to troll you and Ryan.
Yeah. And with the FBI hat, I was like, okay, this is
so
it's
corny.
just like there's just no need for it whatsoever. Like, are we not even looking to see that, okay, this is someone's life? You know what I mean? Like, this is Jenn and Ryan's life. So it's like you're just sitting here mocking it for a show. I thought that was like really kind of gross.
Yeah.
And I also thought that Emily repeatedly, and I think Gina too, like everyone who just kept calling her dumb, like, oh, she's dumb. If she marries him, she's dumb.
Yeah.
This and that. And I'm like, that is just like so uncalled for. Like, she's
Yeah.
dumb. What did he do? He's not the bookie. He's not the one that got in trouble.
Bookie was at the party. Did you guys? I don't know about you guys, but I sure did do a deep dive in Google.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I was
loves
Pause.
familiar.
I was like, pause. Let's find out
And
more.
it all comes back to the Dodgers. Yes, I was familiar with that guy and his his close ties to Otani's former translator. And so, yeah, that was really
He pled guilty, though.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
16 years, no?
Did he get sentenced?
I thought it was 18 years that he got. I don't know if he's gotten sentenced. Well, yeah, I think he has.
Oh,
I'm
it
not,
was
not
like-
exactly
It was
sure.
a
And I
lot
don't
of
know
sentences that
how
came out
much
yesterday
time.
for me.
And whenever you see those things, like, you never know what's the difference between what someone gets sentenced and what they'll actually serve. So that I
Like
don't
Young Thug.
know.
Correct, like Young Thug. 40 years and he walked out of jail yesterday. Love that
And
for
now
him.
Thugger is free. But so I don't know what he'll actually serve. But yeah, he did get sentenced. But no, Ryan wasn't a part of it.
No.
So I just thought that was a little jumping to the gun to, like, she's an idiot if she
for
marries
sure.
him, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Gina, are you really in a position to
Not at all.
judge people for what kind of relationships they find themselves in?
Yeah.
And also, I don't know if you guys have noticed, she kind of needs Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hello, that's why her and her kids have a roof over their head.
Yeah.
And he's keeping her lifestyle going. So, like, no, actually, I think she'd be an idiot to dump him because of this stupid story.
Well, I mean,
They just want to see her struggle. That's all.
you know,
That's
from
it.
a strong woman's perspective, she can do it.
She just doesn't think she can.
I
And so
would
because of
love
that,
to
she
see
needs
her
stick
do
with
it.
Ryan.
I would,
Got it.
and so
Yeah.
this man is clearly her meal ticket. And
But also, you got to care about a woman to take her and her 5 kids in.
that's a lot.
That's a lot of care. That's a lot of love.
And
Yeah.
to still be at this, like, luxe OC life with 5 kids when you have no ascertainable skills, like, that is, you know what I mean? Like, she's not some Missouri somewhere. She is in Southern California.
Yeah.
This is a tough place to make it. And so with 5 kids in tow, I wouldn't want to sign up for that. So I think, like,
And
slow down
speaking-
on that leave Ryan, like, girl, before
Yeah.
you walk away from this situation,
Yeah.
maybe get your coins up a little bit more in this area over here. No, it
Yeah.
would not be
Yeah.
smart, in my opinion, for
I
her
think
to walk
also
away.
speaking from like Ryan's behalf, not that I'm a man that could relate, but I wouldn't want to sign up for that either. So
And the fact that he did,
yes,
he
if
actually
you're
he has to
smart-
care about her.
yeah.
6 people in your house? I don't even like people in my house.
child, couldn't be me.
Okay, well, I think that concludes our roundup. I think that was perfect because we got the low hanging fruit off the way, which is like New York and Potomac. I hope.
Oh, but wait. With Katie and Emily, who do we think was lying? Just real quick.
Katie and Emily. Katie and Emily.
I don't think Emily was lying. I don't think Katie was
think
lying.
they heard it differently.
Neither of them were there.
Yeah.
I think they both believe what their children are saying. And I don't know what is the truth, but I don't like that her daughter brought that story to, like, I feel like it was
But
inappropriate.
I think also too because I have a 19-year-old and I understand what Katie was saying in regards
Yeah.
to, like, you know, we talk like that. She's older. It's not me talking to younger kids.
Yeah.
But I also do check Kirsten if, like, it's like, okay, we're kind of overstepping here a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
if you're still not to talk to adults and, you know, in a certain way, but still giving
yeah.
that grace. So I
At
feel
19, you still need guidance.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like a fine line. But I think the way she was so comfortable to gossip with Tamra.
Yeah.
You know, I think that was a little bit tacky, but still, like, should have, like, left it alone for sure. So I feel like they just heard it differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? I feel like you're
I
brewing over
think
there.
they just did the same thing. They were both talking about Heather. And Emily's just like, God damn it, I got caught. My kid, like, you know, left me out to dry.
Yeah. That's believable too. Or I was thinking the kids overheard.
Yeah, because it wasn't that she was talking to her son. She
Yeah.
was probably talking to her husband.
Yeah.
With her son around.
But what
Either way, I would be furious if somebody was watching Lizzie and then they decided to bring it to a television show, something shady that Lizzie said about someone in my friend group. Like, I just feel like that was out of bounds.
Yeah. But I think the moral of this is that, you know, Heather is, you know, mean.
Yeah,
I think, like,
Heather's
we
mean.
walked
Yes.
away from this
Yes.
season saying Heather's mean.
Yeah.
Heather.
Yes,
yeah.
neither child lied.
Yeah. Yes. All right, Tiana, take us out. What are your thoughts about this roundup? Because you know we're about to transition.
Oh, we are.
We are.
No, we are.
We're about to lose a couple shows.
We
so-
are. And,
Yes,
you know,
I'm gonna
there are
miss
certain
OC.
shows that I wish we could transition into the afterlife sooner.
I know, right?
you know,
Potomac.
like, you know,
Yeah.
RHONY, Potomac, but I don't know. I'm really just interested to see what OC has in store for us for their reunions. I think it's going to be pretty epic.
Oh.
Because
Yeah,
Tamra
I hope
has
so.
been online obsessing over everyone hating her. And
Oh.
I'm sure she's going to try to redirect the viewers.
Yeah.
And it's not going to work.
You earned it, Tammy Sue.
She sure did.
You earned that seat next to Andy. By the
Yes.
way, who just did a, like, I think it's like Glamour or something like that, where he said how you get to sit next to him. And he confirmed it's like if you're in the most mess of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think now that I know that for sure confirmed, I think she did all that on purpose to sit there to guarantee that Clementine next to you.
Not a cutie.
Okay.
That cutie.
Her
Yep.
cutie.
Yep. Well, alrighty, guys, thank you so much for joining us for the roundup. We were so excited to kind of run down all the shows, run down the issue of the week. Don't forget to follow us, like us, tweet us, comment with us, interact with us, engage with us online. We love talking to you. We love talking, responding to your comments. And yeah, just make sure you drop a line if you have anything else you guys want to chat about in the Bravo sphere of it all. I am Christina, and we will see you next week. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Hey.